Hello, class. Today I'd like to take you through the steps to finding and graphing a linear regression equation. Hopefully, some of you have already taken the time to watch the video on creating a scatter plot. For this lecture, we're going to use the same data that we used in the scatter plot video. If you remember in the scatter plot video, the number of years since 2001, that was our input, and we placed that into list 1. And the tuition was our output, which we placed in L2. We then made a scatter plot of this, and it looked something like this. Well, the purpose of today's class is to come up with a line of best fit. I'd like to develop a line that will go through most of these points as close as possible. Now, the line's not going to go through all of the points exactly, but I'd like to come up with a line that, well, best fits all of the points. That's also called the regression equation. Now, I'd like to take the time to point out that these points seem to fall in a straight line. It's not an exact straight line, but it resembles somewhat some type of a straight line. So the type of regression that we're going to do today will be a linear regression. So I'd like to press the stat key once again. And this time we're going to actually do some calculating. So I'd like to press the right arrow. And if you see number 4, it says linear regression. That's what we're going to be performing here. So I press number 4. Now, I need to tell the calculator what type of data we're going to be using, or where is it going to come from. So I'm going to press second. And if you notice above 1, there's L1. That's my list 1. We press comma. Second, right above 2 is L2. That's my list 2. We press the comma. And this last step sometimes gives students a problem. We're going to press the VARS key, the V-A-R-S, and the right arrow. So Y VARS is highlighted. We are doing a function, so we press 1 and Y1. So what's going to happen here is we're going to use the data in list 1 and list 2, and our result is going to be pasted into Y1. So when I press enter, okay, these are the ingredients for my linear regression equation. So now that I have the ingredients for the linear regression equation, I'm going to write this in the proper form, meaning I'm going to replace the A with this value of A, I'm going to replace B with the value of B here, and I should get something that looks like this. Now, I want you to notice that I did round to the nearest hundredth. So this is our linear regression equation. Now, if you go back and press y equals, you'll notice that our equation is actually entered for us, and they did not round. This will give us a more accurate answer. So now I press graph, and voila. We have now come up with a line of best fit that goes through most of the points. Doesn't touch all of them. You'll notice some of the points are off of the line, but this line pretty much goes as best possible through all of the points that we've done through our scatter plot. And this completes the video on finding and graphing a regression equation. In this case, it was a linear regression.